Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do One Piece Chapter 699 review. And if you're wondering right now, first of all, I have a cold, so my voice at some point will crack. I have water right here, so I can continue to talk. But you know, I'm letting you guys know that my voice it will crack. So that's number one. Number two, no summary, only review. And this week's chapter number 3. One chapter away from the big 700. All right. I mean, in my opinion, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but in my opinion, something. I guess the word is epic. All right. Yeah, something epic or something special may occur in next week's chapter One Piece, chapter 700. Probably not, but it may occur. Now, that being said, okay. This week's chapter One Piece can be broken down into 2 parts. The first part being the Kuzan, Smoker, and Doflamingo stuff, and the second part being the Law Luffy alliance stuff. Well, when I say alliance, I mean Straw Hats plus Law plus Captain Caesar Clown. That's the way it is, alright? So, that being said, alright, part 1. Part 1 was like, yo, Aokiji froze the shit. He froze Flamingo like that. And then Flamingo broke out like that. It was like, what? Like, cause he broke out of Aokiji's ice? This motherfucker? So Flamingo, he's powerful. Like, he's very, look, if you can break out of Aokiji's ice like that in an instant, with probably hockey, oh yeah, you are at least decent in the power scheme of One Piece. You are at least decent, okay? And he wasn't even like sweating. He broke out, walked away, hands in pocket, and then he said something really key here, right? He said, "Where do you stand? Because I've heard a lot of things about you, and they're not pretty. So where do you stand, Kuzan?" And then he walks away. So apparently something's going on where we're not too sure where he stands right now in the whole entire scheme of One Piece. Where does he help the government, but is he doing his own thing in a way? Like, and actually he hints at that, because after he talks to a Smoker for a little while about, you know, well, first of all, him being like why he's here, and how Smoker explains how the reason why you're here may be because of like underhanded underground means, which hints at Kuzan somehow being tied to the underground brokers. So I mean, but see, that's kind of weird. So we're not too sure. The second thing that they talk about is how apparently Flamingo is the biggest threat right now to Sakazuki and his new notion and his envisionment of the Marines. Apparently Flamingo, out of all the fuckers that exist, Shanks, Kaido, Blackbeard, Big Man, Flamingo right now is the biggest threat to Sakazuki's envisionment of the Marines. Because according to Aokiji, Flamingo, his status as a pirate, not his status, his what was it, like his ideals, his notions, his standing as a pirate overall is bar none apparently. And it's like, because, you know, he has influence here and here and here and here and there. He's royalty in Dressrosa. You know, he's a Shichibukai, all this stuff. I mean, he had Caesar Clown with the freaking, you know, smile, smiley. So, you know, all that stuff. So his stats as a pirate is bar none. So that was very interesting. And also seeing Kuzan's pet penguin that he rides on with a fucking backpack. I'm like, why does it have a backpack? Why does a fucking penguin have a goddamn backpack? Fuck it. Whatever. Alright? But yeah, Aokiji was laying on the penguin like this. You know, he was chilling. Sleeping on the penguin. But whatever. That's all in our story, right? So that's part 1. And part 1, I'm going to give it a good, because of the fact that it revealed, or it hints at, and it reveals certain things about the standing of Flamingo and his influence across the entire New World and the government and the Marines, as well as his royalty status, and also his threat, like like how imposing he is to the actual Marines, to Sakazuki, Akainu. So that was good. That was good. So part one, and plus seeing Flamingo break out of the ice, like broke out, hands in pockets, walks away like that was good. So part one, I'll give it good. Part two was, well, mainly it was nighttime. We cut over to nighttime, and we see the Straw Hats. They're just chilling, having fun, doing their thing. I mean, like, we saw a few scenes here and there. Something interesting that occurred. Kinemon wants to fight Zoro because he has Ryoma's sword, and then he explains how there was an incident in Wano Kuni where the country was in an uproar because the greatest hero, Ryoma, his grave was defiled. So this means that Hogback and Moria at some point went to Wano Kuni, stole the sword, defiled the grave, which actually makes sense because we saw Ryoma had like Brook's soul. So right there, man, like that's very intriguing. It really is. To note that either Hogback or Moria or both of them could go into Wano Kuni and defile the grave of their greatest hero, Ryoma. So that's very intriguing. It really is. It really is. But and there were a few scenes here, like some pervert shit going on, where like Kinemon's son, he was dicking Sanji, Brook, and fucking Kinemon. He was digging them. He was digging them. He was straight up dicking them. It was like, yo, man. Like, see, it was good. So I mean, that was funny. That was funny. So, but the main meat, all right, the main meat, no homo, the main meat of the entire chapter was the end of the second part, where after nighttime they wake up and they actually they get the news, and the news, bam, right there, front page. Flamingo resigns as Shichibukai. He resides as Shichibukai and denounces his royalty in Dressrosa. And on the bottom of that, it said, by the way, Straw Hat Pirate, Law Shichibukai forms an alliance with the Straw Hat Pirates. Marines decline comment. And that was like, whoa. Big names on the move, and the world knows. That's the thing. The world knows. Not only that, but the world also knows about the alliance, about the Kid, Apu, and Hawking's alliance. That's also revealed too. So now we have a situation where we have three major incidences being notified throughout the entire world of One Piece. Okay? Flamingo denouncing his throne in Dressrosa, and also his status as Shichibukai, all because of Caesar Clown, because he doesn't want to fuck with Kaido. All right, 100 beast Kaido, the strongest thing in the world. He does not want to fuck with Kaido at all. He's like, no, we ain't fucking with Kaido. No way, no way, no way. That's number one. Number two, Luffy's alliance with Law revealed it's revealed. It's in full notion. Law will probably, I don't know if they're gonna do that or not, because they need Shichibukai in the Marines to maintain order. But it's revealed. So Law may in fact lose his position as Shichibukai. Maybe, we're not too sure. However, now it's known throughout the entire world that Luffy and Law have an alliance, right? They have an alliance. They have a faction going on. That's number two. And number three, the second faction revealed. I have no idea how they found out about this, but they did. Apu Hawking's Kid. Apu Hawking's Kid alliance, and they're probably gunning for Big Mane. It'll be some crazy shit, and hold on. The chapter ends where we see Flamingo waiting by his chair, just chilling, listen to some music, and then the Dendemushi rings, and he picks it up, and it's Law's Dendemushi. So now we're gonna see Law, and because like Law was talking about how like they're gonna negotiate Caesar Clown's trade, but there's gonna be probably gonna be like another side plan in case Flamingo pulls some shit off. So, but the thing here I want to talk about. So right there, that part that ends part 2, and part 2 I'll give a good, yeah, because that was good too, because it was good because even though there was like mad pervy shit going on, it hints there was a few hints about the Wano Kuni situation, about Ryoma's grave and Moria, and the defile of his all that shit, okay, and also the reveal of the alliances, which was shocking, and the fact that yes, Flamingo would rather lose his position. He would rather lose his title as royalty instead of fucking with Kaido. He does not want to fuck with Kaido at all. It is like, no, bro, I can't fuck with Kaido. That right there shows you just how influential the Yokon are. Where we have a guy, Flamingo, who can break out of Aokishi's ice like that, who can tangle with admirals, and he won't even fuck with the Yokon. He's like, no. He's like, whoa, hold on, wait, yo, no, I ain't fucking with Kaido. I ain't fucking with the quote-unquote strongest thing in the world. I'm not fucking with this guy. I can't do it. So that was good. But what I will say before I go, because my throat, I'm dying, all right? The thing here that's very interesting is that this may lead to the Law Alliance and the Useless Alliance coming together. Because if their primary target, I mean, it may be Kaido for Law. Actually, no. Yeah, like it's probably gonna be Kaido for Luffy and Law's alliance. But if they're gonna team with fucking Eustace in his alliance, it may go to Big Man instead. So the question here is: are we gonna see the two alliances form together and go at Big Man, or are we gonna see Law and his guys go after Kaido, while we see Eustace and his boys go after Big Man? And we may see either two things: the simultaneous takedown of two Yoko, or the defeat of two alliances at the same time. Or there could be a third option where Luffy and his guys, they win and they beat Kaido, but Eustace, they lose to fucking Big Man, or vice versa. Who knows? There's a lot of options. There's a shit ton of options. So I'll leave it at that. So I'm done, King Lightning. Be sure to, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always. And I'm signing out. Peace. Have a nice day. Oh, by the way, the two color pages at the beginning, the first one with Luffy, Armor Haki, Red Hawk, Beastly. That's my thumbnail. Beastly. So I'm done. Peace. Have a nice day.